the essential service of art. The essential service of art truly starts to take focus when sequential elements in strife life straight choke us. Dark moments of the soul close in, leaving us smothered. Perspective, adjective, disconnected from one another. As a child, I was profiled and labeled as deficient. It was wild, I couldn't sit still, seen as insufficient. Teachers tried to put me on pills to keep me still, reacting to my hyperactive nature until I was literally insidiously robbed of a voice. Polyps grew on my vocal cords, left me with little choice to project my thoughts with clarity. Due to this genetic rarity, I struggled to get by without my teacher's charity. All the thoughts within me strained to just come out. My raspy voice earned me the nickname of Horse Mouth. It happened soon, I was doomed to be lost in a system that hates to educate those who fate made learn difference. Teacher called my parents to a meeting, asked them to listen as they tried to sell them on the bad news that I was different. My mother, like any other West Indian woman, wouldn't buy it. Told them, my son can reach for any star in the sky, don't even try it. Claims of lacking focus are bogus, the boy is just creative. When you move his soul, his mind is fully concentrated. Parents took me from that office with the softest approach, told them to ignore the poor reports of any sort that they wrote. Then they took me home to hone the task of my re-education. Deprogramming the slamming meant to leave my confidence shaking. Then they brought me to a room where these lessons would start and introduced me to a treasure trove of transformative art. Dad said, boy, let me introduce you to Run DMC, LL Cool J, and Public Enemy. Can you hear it? It's the lyrics of a man named Chuck D. One left on VHS, can't test the best, Spike Lee. He said, you should do the right thing, son, and watch this flick. Absorb the lessons you're getting and lift your spirits up quick. Like Nestle, you best be quick liquid like a jet ski, skipping towards the goal of greatness like a black Gretzky. Number 99 is fine, but son, you were meant to explore your passion and cash at a rate of 100%. I was empowered to devour anything that fed my soul, and I continued this tradition till I was old and grown, till I hit a wall and stalled. The bottom finally shone. Instead of freedom through expression, I found my spirit owned. The essential service of art truly starts to take focus when sequential elements in strife life straight choke us. Dark moments of the soul close in, leaving us smothered. Perspective ejected, disconnected from one another. In a pre-pandemic paradise, I passively practiced my passion with patience, performing perfected text to disconnected eyes vacant. When opportunity knocked, I opened every door to take it, alarmingly starving for a chance to finally make it, authentically invested in heavily selling out. But it's hard to tell what to sell when all you have are doubts. As a professional actor, I now factored in the voices inside and out to stay thirsty while suffering through this artistic drought. True story. I once ungloriously deposited a check that I earned from grinding out a few lines upon a movie set. This check deserved respect because it contained more zeros than 2, though less than 4. It was way more than I earned before this shoot. I strolled up to my bank with a mean mug like I was rich, popped in my card, punched in my code, and gave my chin an itch. I finally made some dough. My bank would know that I'm the man. A confession, my profession finally paid a couple grand. I placed that check in the machine with a mean mug as clean as a dapper famous rapper from the Source magazine. It was all a dream. I used to eat cold old cans of beans, salt and pepper, my only condiments. I'm living lean. And now I'm thinking of a master plan. With dozens of hundreds of paper dollars in my hands, I slid that envelope in for the win, and then bam! My thousandaire dreams came crashing with a slam. My bank ranked me with a value low as a rusted dustbin. They froze my cash almost as fast as I had put it in. The reality of corporate interest derailed my festivities. The start of large deposits for art flagged as unusual activity. Now, let's reflect on this a stitch. My bank found it weird that a professional artist started to be paid for the first time in years. It appears the system's mission is still to make sure artists are down even when we come up. This mindset is a threat we'll regret if we don't disrupt. The essential service of art truly starts to take focus when sequential elements in strife life straight choke us. Dark moments of the soul close in, leaving us smothered. Perspective ejected, disconnected from one another. Even skeptics pick Netflix as their preferred escape. Narcoleptics and epileptics feel copacetic when they are draped in an engaging tale of ships that sail to play the Game of Thrones. Those feeling weak can seek the Sopranos' high testosterone. Or break bad with a dad who needed help from all life's blocks. Transform from ailing teacher to the man who freaking knocks. Let me enlighten the frightened many who never had folks like mine who implored them to explore the limits of their creative mind. Maybe you're a nurse heading home from the ICU, feeling drenched in the stench of mounting death surrounding you. And the way to save your day is hitting the hay and sitting on the dock with Brother Otis, whose flows just so to free you from your thoughts. Or maybe you serve on the front lines for less than minimum wage, and you can't afford to miss a shift to zoom out from this plague. Or tragically, your hip went out at 38 years old. You look ahead by a century at what the future holds. It's been a long time running, fireworks begin to fade, kids gotta eat, stay on your feet till little bones just break. Or you're already starving as a small business proprietor just to have your store windows smashed open by rioters in protest of a problem that's already cost you your life's work. But that vinyl stash of Johnny Cash can elicit at least a smirk. Embrace your inner Jean-Michel. Let the heart burst and swell like Basquiat's freshest thoughts splashed on a canvas so well. Me? I want to write rhymes despite times of dismay so I can light eyes when sight lines are so vague. When those who fight crimes at nighttime disobey, the pros who might chime in and cite grime on display, the laws that cause a pause in our trust of those in power. I seek refuge in the priceless art that righteously devours. For in these dark times, when we ploy to avoid a chat with Osiris, sheltering in place as we face this faceless virus, I reflect on how I'd been beat down before my voice spoke, after my folks woke my soul and left me soaked in the waters of the sons and daughters who were taught to dream and explore the depths of this condition that make us cheer or scream. The need to feed the soul as our goal is in sharp focus. So play that song, write that book, create your magnum opus, or wrap yourself in someone else's if you're feeling hopeless. Find a peace that brings you peace when there's too much to cope with. Just remember where you turned as the world locked itself down. It was art that kept the hope afloat when souls were set to drown. The essential service of art.